Hello, and thank you for joining me. I'm Marcus Cage, and this is what I've been thinking with Marcus Cage. Uh, how are you guys all doing? You guys all doing good? Good. All right, let's get into it. What I want to talk about right now. I'm not going to do a whole lot of. I'm not even going to do an intro. I'm just going to go straight in and let you guys hear my point of view. I've been hearing a lot of commentators, some who are a little bit, well, not a little, much bigger than myself. They've kind of had an issue with some of the criticism of Bernie Sanders. I'm not going to start naming names and do all that stuff, but this is just a couple conversations which I wanted to have with some people out there. If you are one of those people who do these types of things, then I'm talking to you. If you're one of the people who have been saying things like this, I'm talking to you also. So, take it however you want to. I've been seeing a lot of people, since Bernie has dropped out, have went to the approach of defense of Bernie all the time. Myself, I feel that's a foolish way of looking at things. I myself am a proud democratic socialist. So for me, it's about policy, and Bernie is a middle ground to a lot of policies that I want. There are policies which I would like to go much further than Bernie. But Bernie was a compromise. I've heard some people complain about some of us who have some issues with Bernie Sanders' approach to things at this current time. And we've also had some complaints about, some of the things which happened during the election. I mean, during the primaries. Myself, I feel it is helpful to look back to mistakes and to try to figure out those mistakes and try to figure out a better approach to doing them. I feel Bernie made plenty of mistakes. And they always say, hindsight's 2020. But I mean, this is not even hindsight, because I saw some of this stuff at the time. And I just disagree with Bernie. But I was like, all right, well, I guess that's the way he's going to try to do it. And maybe knows what he's doing. Apparently, he didn't know what he was doing. Apparently, he was very wrong. It doesn't help Bernie at all for those of you out there to come and attack other Bernie supporters because we want to hold him to a higher standard. Now, one of the comments, I guess, that got me the most kind of aggravated from one of those people who were attacking people who have criticized Bernie is they said, what you think there's people who have lost their lives doing this. There's people who had to get ran off to a whole nother, ran off to live on an island somewhere. What, you think Bernie's supposed to get forced out of his career and lose everything? And you think what possibly lose his life? Yeah. Yes, I do. I am not here to prop up politicians. You have millions of lives in your hands. Millions of lives in your hands. If you are not ready to make that kind of commitment, do not get your ass in that seat. I am not going to sit here and defend Bernie. I am not going to defend AOC. I am not going to sit there and say, well, committee, and I don't care. For one, Bernie is he probably has the safest Senate seat, period. Now, what? He needs to punk out some reason for some possible leadership position that he could. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit at all. I don't want to hear that shit. Now, if you're going to sit there and you're going to run around and you're going to talk like a revolutionary and you're going to talk like this is existential, I don't see how you could sit there and take hundreds of millions of dollars from people, sit in people's face, see the desperation, and then get on full stage and then pull your punches. I have a problem. I don't get that. So I'm going to complain about that. If I was in those shoes and the person I'm talking about, he was like, what? Would you lose your life? Would you do this? I joined the fucking military. You damn right I'm ready to put my life on the line. If you're not ready to put your life on the line, do not step in front of causes like this. This ain't no damn game. You sit up here insulting people like it's a bunch of kids who are stupid, don't understand what's going on, sitting in their mama's basement. No, some of us are grown men also. I almost slipped and almost said who I'm addressing this to. And he can get mad and he can come at me. I don't give a damn. But the thing about it is, it's not like some little 17-year-olds who are sitting up here living off their parents' comfortable lifestyle. I'm in the grind, homie. I'm struggling through this. And if I'm struggling through this, not having money necessarily even put aside for a rainy day, and any of my money is donated to Bernie Sanders, you damn right I want to see Bernie scream and holler, and you damn right I want to see him go after him. I don't know how that's acceptable to you guys. I have a problem with why that is okay for you guys. People talk about climate and they say that it's an existential threat that we cannot survive X amount of years. If that's the case, why would you punk out now? This isn't even about just some regular cause and you might die. The whole world might be gone. That's not enough cause for you to fight? I don't get that. I don't get that. And to want to go after people because they're upset that a politician pretended to be a revolutionary? Yeah, they should be upset. And then I've had some people I've had conversations with, they told me, they was like, dude, man, he's just a politician, man. I knew he wasn't going to do that. Well, you know what? Maybe call me the dummy then. Because when he's talking like that, I thought he was serious. When he's talking about, I got an enemy list. Yeah, I'm going after the DNC. When you talk like that, I expect you to follow through. I don't know where some of you other people grew up. There was a phrase when I was growing up. They used to say all the time, word is bond. You know what that means? That means my word is my bond. Now, if Bernie's going to get out there and talk about fighting and doing all this, his word needs to be his bond. And his word was not his damn bond. And so, to criticize anybody who is calling him out for that, and it's not like this is no information has come out. Information has been streaming out of the campaign. Been streaming out of the campaign. So we know what was going on. And we know that the critiques are serious. And we know that they're valid. I mean, this person who was taking this tirade onto people like me also made a tirade on one of the former staffers for Bernie. These people are not in this worrying about some kind of career. This ain't about, dude, this is real to us, man. This ain't about just trying to sell some buttons or trying to get t-shirts or how big we can blow a platform. This is about actual issues. And when you're worried about real issues, you put it all on the line. Not some, not a little bit. You don't hold back for what might happen. But we're the problem because we talked about what he's not doing. I complained, and I was part of the Occupy Wall Street protesters of the Jacksonville branch. I protested downtown in there. I was about what was going on because I saw what was going on. None of those people who I was around, some of the people, the leaders who I talked to in New York and talked to in San Francisco and other cities, we're perfectly fine with being out there protesting, getting arrested, doing what we needed to do. Because it's that serious to us. If it's not that serious to you, then I get it. Then maybe you've tipped your hand that maybe this is a hustle for you. This is not a hustle for me. You know what? I haven't even started a Patreon yet. I've been doing this for 6 months now. I haven't even started a Patreon. You know why? Because it's not about money for me. This is about promoting a message. And yet, I mean, we talk about, we spend this time going and yelling at this person because he said something to this person and he said something about that. But you know what? On policy, most of us agree like on 95% of everything. And we do more bickering with each other than we do with the neoliberals who we can't stand. Now, how much sense does that make? I mean, it blows my mind and aggravates me when I hear certain top commentators will say stuff like, oh, well, I'm against the whole network thing, I just like to be by myself and do my own thing. I don't know how one man is ever thinks that he's going to have a platform big enough that he can push back against MSNBC by himself or CNN by himself. There needs to be less criticizing each other. And this is a complaint which I have for another YouTuber out there. This person spends their time running around trying to find out who has a problem with who and covering the beef all the time. Dude, and if you're listening to this and you know I'm talking to you, or you feel I'm talking to you, you do good content, man. You bring plenty of stories which nobody's talking about, which I do want to hear about. But I don't want to hear this bullshit. Gotta stop pumping up the bickering and the fighting, and there needs to be more unity. I'm tired of hearing, oh, well, this Tulsi supporter is mad at a Bernie supporter. The race is over. What are y'all talking about? You're talking about nonsense. Only way you beat the mainstream media and legacy media is all of us need to start getting on a better footing with each other and start trying to help each other. Start trying to build each other up instead of trying to shit on each other. Instead of trying to think that because you've come to a point of view, your point of view is completely right and everybody else is just an idiot. We need to cut a lot of that crap out. The only way we can actually get anywhere is if we're all together and then we push. And in closing, the reason why I push on Bernie, the reason why I push on AOC, the reason why I push on Ro Khanna, the reason why I push on Mark Pocan, the reason why I push on Ed Markey, Pramila Jayapal, all of these people, the reason why is because they're the only ones who give a damn. They're the only ones who are listening. What? Should we all get on here and just scream at Mitch McConnell and hope that's going to get something done? Or, yeah, we should do more screaming at Nancy Pelosi. That's working. No. Bernie moved to the left because of activists. because we said your position is unacceptable. Sitting back and don't want to, well, Bernie fought for us before, and we might not see what's going on, but he's fighting. No. No. We have to have 100% or don't do it at all. Go sit down somewhere. But if you're going to be in the fight, though, and you don't want to give 100%, it is our job to push them. Not sit back and excuse them. Push them. I'll leave it there.